Warner here. I had the chance to sit down recently with Bryan and Bradford Manning, two of the most genuine, hilarious, and inspiring people I've met in a long time. You might know them as the co-founders of Two Blind Brothers. We connected at the Vision Source Exchange in Denver, and this episode is all about their story, their mission, and a new eyewear collection that's making waves. In partnership with Lamy America, Bryan and Bradford just launched the 2BB frame line, a collection literally inspired by Two Blind Brothers. It's built around quality, comfort, and the power of touch, and it's genuinely got a powerful message behind it. 10% of all sales go straight back to supporting the foundation fighting blindness and other cutting-edge research. Even cooler, 2BB was announced as a new addition to Vision Source's Frame Dream program, which is a game changer for independent practices. My own office is fully in, and we've seen a major win in efficiency, inventory management, and capture rate. This episode focuses really on Bryan and Bradford's journey at the heart behind 2BB line, and a bit about what Frame Dream means for practices like ours. You'll find links to the show notes about everything we talked about: Two Blind Brothers, the 2BB Lamy collection, and Frame Dream resources. If you enjoy the conversation, please take a second to leave a review. 5 stars would be amazing. Share it with a friend and let us know what you think. Let's dive in. Cooper Vision and the AOA have partnered in a groundbreaking initiative to change the way optometrists in the U.S. treat children with myopia. The purpose of the Myopia Collective is to rally the profession of optometry and its allies to interrupt the status quo and elevate the new standard of care for children with myopia. Every individual is encouraged to become a member of the collective. By joining, you commit to taking action to help slow the progression of myopia in children. You'll receive updates and information about the collective and its work in the fight against myopia, gain access to educational opportunities and resources offered by the collective, and hear from change agents, the ambassador optometrists selected to serve as advocates for community and policy change that facilitates the mission of the collective. Scan the QR code or click on the link in the show notes to join the collective today. In the past, our focus revolved around prescribing MacuHealth or MacuHealth Plus to patients at risk of macular degeneration, while also recommending it to collegiate and professional athletes for enhanced contrast sensitivity in sports performance. However, this year's introduction of the Life Meter has been a game changer. The Life Meter revealed a concerning truth. Many of my patients have alarmingly low skin carotenoid levels, indicating potential deficiencies in essential body tissues like the retina and brain. Supported by over 30 peer-reviewed publications, Life Meter's accuracy, consistency, and effectiveness has been demonstrated across 2,000 subjects with diverse backgrounds. With this newfound insight, I can now have meaningful conversations about carotenoid levels with all of my patients, even those who may seem outwardly healthy. To learn more about this empowering technology, feel free to contact your MacuHealth representative or click on the link in the show notes. Together, let's optimize patient care and elevate their well-being. So, super excited to have you guys here. Last time you were at the Vision Source Exchange, we saw one of your kids give Petey the giant hug.
You know what? That was my daughter, Rhea. That is going down in our family history. I mean, because I thought Petey was very, very politely trying to end the session. And I was like, wow, Rhea really cut his legs from under him. That was amazing.
Yes.
And I don't know if the whole audience knew this, but Petey sent a very special thank you video just for Rhea after that, which was very sweet. Very, very sweet. Yeah.
That's amazing. So
yeah.
I'm a fifth generation optometrist. I'm a second generation Vision Source practice owner. My first Vision Source meeting was my senior year in high school, and Dad had joined Vision Source. That is going down in my family history books as one of the most memorable experiences.
Wow.
So I appreciate you guys bringing that to us.
Well, it's really one of many memories that you all have given us. I mean, we were here 3 years ago doing the
Yep.
keynote speech. That helped us connect with Lamy to launch the optical eyewear. We did that. That moment was incredible with Rhea, and now this year we get to obviously celebrate the Frame Dream integration, which is amazing.
Which I'm excited about because within Frame Dream you can engage at different levels, and my office has chosen to be, we call it focus on frame. So the whole optical is this.
Really?
And so when your guys came in, I said, my team's like, we want them. I'm like, but it doesn't work with what we've already agreed to. And so this year I'm super excited because now And he spent 3 years waiting to be able to say, I want you, right? I've got your socks, I've got your shirts, right? My little 14-year-old grandson loves your dog, and it's amazing. But now we get what we really want in the practice, and even more so the story behind it, because I think the story is the human connection that sometimes gets lost in the doctor-patient relationship.
And I guess I have to give this to Bryan at some point.
You got to share.
Jeez, I'm happy I get to say anything. No, the thing that's so cool for us, right, is that, you know, we're two blind brothers. We launched with Vision Source last year, and for Vision Source to listen to the community of docs and say, hey, we want to have a better experience. We want to be able to give back to some of these patients. We care about the eye. Like, give us an ability to help the eye. Yep. And Vision Source, credit to you guys, to actually make that happen in a year is just unbelievable. It just goes to show that it is a group. It isn't just a group of doctors. It's a community of people that are all trying to better each part of their business, and it's humbling for us to actually be those people.
Well, it's humbling for us to be able to be able to engage with guys like you, right? So it's I think you said it perfectly. It's a community.
Yeah.
And I like that word more than family, because family sometimes you don't get to choose who your family is.
And you can't kick out family members. And trust me, I've tried.
Yeah.
Every year.
Everybody's got an Uncle Eddie, right?
Yeah.
And but a community you choose to be a part of.
Yeah.
And in a community, you give as much as you take, right? And you have an active role in that community. And sometimes you're helping others, and sometimes you get to be helped. Right, and so I love that you shared that and used that term, because I think that's really what we are as Vision Source, right? And now you guys are part of that community, like it or not, right? What I would love to hear, so for those who don't get a chance to be here, right, but who are engaging with your product, engaging with the Two Blind Brothers frames from me, and whether it's through Frame Dream or not, but now they're working with a patient in front of them. What's the story that you hope gets conveyed from, back in my little area in San Diego, when my opticians are sitting with my patients, right? You've got the frame, but what do you want them to convey? Because it's more than just a pair of glasses.
Well, the story for us is that, 30 years ago, where that patient is sitting, we were sitting. And they turned on the lights for us to see the eye exam, and we couldn't pass it. And that optometrist at that time found that, there was something going on, passed us along to a specialist. So for that patient and for us, now we're back 30 years later, and we've got a collection on the board that reflects that journey of figuring out what the eye condition was, what that struggle was. And it's not just about vision. It's about perseverance. It's about overcoming challenges. It's about being your authentic self. It's about giving back. And so that's what the collection represents. And anyone who wants to join on that journey, we welcome them, and we're grateful to have them.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I really like that question a lot. Usually I would just say you did a good job and move on. But I really like that question because it's how you're thinking about the patients. Because they're getting news, even if it's a change of lenses, or it's macular degeneration, or it's anything under the sun, that news is very scary for every person that hears their eyes have an issue. And I am such a big believer in the power of storytelling and allowing people to adhere to a story. So if there's a 7-year-old kid like Brad and I on an edge case who have Stargardt's, the story of being able to point to the frames on the wall and say, hey, those guys got the same diagnosis as you, and look, now they're in the office, they're doing these great things, giving that out. Or to if somebody has just a change of prescription, telling the story of somebody who went through that and then actually could see better and got to spend more time with their grandkids, or got to keep their driver's license, because we adhere to those stories, and how you frame it in that moment can dictate how somebody feels about it for a long time. And each one of the docs can actually positively impact people's lives every single day. And it's amazing that you guys think about it that way, because that's where the power is.
Oh, I love that you can take a negative conversation, right, and you it's what it is.
Yeah.
Right? You can sugarcoat it, you can do whatever you want, but there's always a positive outcome on it. Not a spin, because that's fake, but a positive outcome. And it's part of the story. And really, I mean, not to get theoretical, but this is just, we're all building our story, right? We're all along on a story. I've got your daughter hugging a giant bird on a 100-foot screen as part of our story, right? I've got that we've met you, and you came in as a warm, feel-good, fuzzy speech that is now turned into, right? This is part of the story, and our patients can contribute to it and whatnot. So let me ask you this: when a patient's holding a frame, my opticians are showing them a frame. What's special about that frame in addition to the story?
So, a lot of things. And Lamy has been a great partner in this because, frankly, when you tell people that we're doing this, they're like, wow, probably should have started there. That makes a lot more sense than clothing.
Yeah, hindsight's 20/20.
Yeah, well, for us, 2,500. But so we don't learn. Luxury cars also wasn't on the table. Ferrari didn't want to bite either. But they will. We'll get there. We'll get there. When we do, you can have one. But when somebody's holding these frames, there's a few very special things in it because Lamy was as diligent to details as we were. Because our whole brand is about touch and feel and about comfortability and quality. And Lamy sat alongside of us and said, we believe in the same principles. And so if it's the integrated spring hinges, if it's the high level acetate, if it's the weight, which was really important to me because if something's heavy and doesn't fit your face, you won't wear it.
It's not comfortable.
And it just doesn't matter. Not wearing your glasses is worse than anything. And then on the temple tip of all of our glasses, we actually have a little 2 dots, and it's representative of the Braille letter B and the number 2. So it has a little homage to 2BB right there, and it's subtle enough that if you don't want to talk about it, you just wear your glasses, you look great, you go through your day. Yeah. But if you are proud to be wearing them and you want to have a conversation starter, you can point to it and show somebody and tell them the story how these glasses actually go back to curing blindness.
That's awesome. I love that you have that because we all need little reminders. I mean, John Acuff was a keynote once. He talked about drawing a blank on the word, but like a soundtrack, just something that little key phrase that'll bring you back, right? Yeah. Sometimes we have, a little memento, a coin, or a challenge coin in our pocket, or something that brings you back. But, being grounded, reaching back, rough day, pulling you back to center, and you feel the little letters, and you just remember that you're part of this bigger story, right? And that's really cool. And the detail that you guys think of to go through that, because you have it on your clothes, right? And again, kudos to the clothes. They're not just like we're going to slap a logo on a t-shirt and here you go. Like they are.
Yeah, we put all the colors of the shirts in Braille on the hem. Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah. And they're super comfortable. I mean, I don't know how appropriate it is to walk up and start touching people, but to wear them, they're incredibly comfortable.
Shockingly more comfortable now, 9 years after running this project, than it was right before.
You guys get pet a lot?
Yeah, I've gotten pet more than I think most people get to in their entire life. And I say get to. Okay?
You get to, yeah. It's a privilege. No. Very cool. I appreciate you guys. I know how busy you are, especially here at the show, but taking a few minutes to sit down and talk because I think the story is important. And those who are lucky enough to be able to meet you guys, say hi, and hear the story in person is fantastic, but it's a much bigger message. So I appreciate taking the time to help us get that out.
Yeah, well, we're living through a medical revolution. We're living through a revolution for exposure for people who have, challenges with their eyes. And the fact that we get to live through this moment, support it, and celebrate it with you all is a true honor. So we really appreciate it as well.
Well, I appreciate you guys being here. I'm really excited that now I get to bring it in under the frame dream, right, and be able to share this story with our patients.
Great. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you guys.
Yeah.
Nicely done. Yeah.